Here we are with Rodney and Homestead. And hello, Rodney. Thanks for inviting us out to your house. Tell us what you got going on here.
Well, good morning, everybody. I have roughly around about 300 different varieties of rare fruit trees. That's including mangoes. And the first tree we're going to start with is the cecropia tree. It's already flowering, and I've had it quite a while. Um, it's This is the second crop of this tree, and this is actually a male tree, not a female tree. And I have a female tree. I'll show you that along the way. But the fruit on that is very nice when it's pollinated. It's great. So the first tree we're gonna start with, other than cecropia, is this cacao tree.
Oh, wait. How much land do you have here?
Um, I am just shy of a quarter of an acre, I believe it is, because it actually goes all the way out to the lake. Yep, from
Okay.
there to quarter to the lake.
So there's a reason I'm here, because not only do you have all these trees, how many trees do you say you have?
I have roughly 300 trees.
And you've
still
been doing
going.
this a long time.
I've been doing this for quite a long time. It's been right around 23, 24 years that I've been doing this. Um, Even when I was in the military, I was doing the same thing. I'd collect the plants and trees, and I'd send them home to my mom. And I have a nice collection in Charleston, South Carolina, because the weather is different there. So what don't grow here, that grows there. I split it up like that. So
now
it's fun.
we're here because you're not just growing trees. Is the majority of your trees are growing in pots.
They're growing in pots. That's my main thing is to show everybody that hey, you can grow fruit trees in pots and for a very long time. I have some trees that have been in pots for over 10 years. And I think my oldest is a grand mango tree, and the trunk on that tree is about almost 5 inches now. It's huge. And
What's the biggest size pot you have?
um oh uh
We'll see today, right?
yeah, we'll see.
So-
I have some 45 gallons and some even bigger, 65. It goes up.
Have you ever gotten to a point where you're like, this tree just has to be in the ground and it can't do no more pot? Or usually the pots do fine, you just keep going up?
The pots do great. I love the pots. I do have my first tree that I put in the ground was a Lancetilla. I hope I'm saying the name right, Lancetilla mango. And reason being because that tree, when the mangoes were first on that tree, they were huge. I mean, they were monstrous. And it would literally bend the branches, it would break them, the whole thing would fall over. So I said, okay, you have to go in the ground. So that's what made me start putting the huge ones like that in the ground. Everything else that is in the ground is because my wife really likes it. So we put it in the ground because it's not going anywhere. It's gonna stay.
Now, the trees that are in pots, do you hand water them or do you have automatic water going to them?
I have a sprinkler system, and the sprinkler system that came with the house, I just rerouted it the way that I wanted it, and I use that. And that water comes from the lake rather than the city water because that's just fresh rainwater. So
All right.
it makes them grow really well.
All right, now we're ready to see. So the first thing we got here is when you walk right in his fence, it's this cacao tree. And this cacao tree must be 8 feet tall.
The
or
Obama
so.
cacao. This
And,
is the one that's red.
There's a red cacao. And there's a pot. What size pot is that in?
I believe this is a 15-gallon.
There's a 15-gallon pot right there. And then you come up here. Here's the tree. And so how long have you had this tree?
I've had this tree now for close to 4 years, and it's still flowering.
No fruit yet?
I've had fruit, and there's another one of these trees that are lost in the yard somewhere, but I've had fruit. And as you can see here, these are all flower buds that's all over this tree that's still poking out, and it's been flowering for the past like 2 months, 3 months, steady going and going.
Now, one thing I'm noticing is all your pots, at least right here in this area, are pretty close together. And there's a lot of shade. Is that something that you just do because of lack of space, or you do that planned?
I do that because I want to cram every space with the tree. I want to get as much as I can in. And so far, it's been proven for me that no matter how close these pots are, how close these trees are, I still get fruit and I still can put a tree in.
Okay. Okay. So let's see.
Yep. And this tree is my peanut butter tree, and there's peanut butter fruit actually on it. And I wish it was ready to eat, but it's not here just yet.
And that's in a 15-gallon, it looks like.
Yes. And with these gallon-sized pots, even though I've been doing this a long time, I've never really paid attention to the size of what the actual pot size is. These is peanut butter fruit. And when they get really orange like that, like a reddish color, that's when it's ready.
How old is this tree?
This tree is this is about the same. I bought this about the same time I bought
4
this
years
tree.
ago.
Yep, it's about 4 years ago.
Now the one on this side here.
And this one is a Djibouti kava tree called the Sabra. And believe it or not, this tree hasn't fruited for me yet, even though it's a seedling. But this tree is roughly 9 years old.
And it's in a 25-gallon pot.
So nope, this one is in a 40. I believe it's a 45-gallon pot.
45-gallon pot. Okay, yeah. And it's definitely enough room for the tree, and the tree's growing in its tallness, but yes, it hasn't fruited yet. Okay.
And directly in front of this tree, I have a Jamaican mint tree. That's the true, real Jamaican mint tree. It's very hard to find this tree, and I have two of those. Well, I call it a tree, but it's a bush. And then this is just a regular bay leaf tree here.
And those are in small pots.
Yeah,
okay.
And those are in just regular small pots. Some of them in 7 gallons, some of them in 1 gallon. And from this sugar cane, which is the true black sugar cane, which is difficult to find as well because the stalks on this is not the very miniature stalks that you find maybe in fruit markets. These are one where the stalks are long repeatedly throughout the whole tree. The stalks on this variety that I have, they get roughly around about 8 inches to roughly about 10 inches, just each stalk segment. So that's what makes this unique for me because this is the first time I found it in years that I've been looking for it since I left Charleston, South Carolina. Because there, when I was a kid, I knew a guy in the neighborhood that grew it. But when I went back after being in the military, because I was looking for it, I went back to find it and said, hey, I want to try and grow sugarcane. Couldn't find it. His wife that's there said, nope, we no longer grow sugarcane anymore. I don't have any seeds, anything. So I've been searching for it ever since, and now I finally have it.
Oh, wonderful.
And
is that in the pot or in the ground?
This is actually in the ground. We love
Okay.
the sugarcane. I love to cut it up, grind it, everything.
Okay.
Behind that is another rare variety called Utang sugarcane.
Okay.
And that gets and when I first seen Utang was from another gentleman that you reviewed, and more like you be watching some. His name is Orlando Gardner.
Yes.
That's what made me get that variety. When he showed it, it was huge, monstrous, big fat sugar cane, and I have it there, and it grows really wonderful. Now from here all the way to the end, I have right around 76 varieties of Djibouti kava trees, all different kinds, from the rare to the ultra rare to the most common. I have it. A lot of them I bought from on eBay. There's what else? Banana tree. This banana tree, this variety is called grain name banana, the actual Chiquita banana.
Is that in a pot or in the ground?
And this is also in the ground. It was in a pot, but I took it out. I said, well, this is going in, and I know I'm not going to be taking it out anytime soon. I'll control it from just cutting it, just like how I cut the very first one off. Cut it there, and I just let it keep growing. And then on the side of it is also a papaya tree, and that variety of papaya is red lady papaya that's growing out of there.
Okay, let's look behind you.
Now,
you got all these in them.
Behind us, starting from the peanut butter tree, we have pomegranate trees, and I do get fruit from a pomegranate, in which I have one there. And even though it's dying off, this first one is called Eversweet. It's Eversweet.
Okay.
And This one is Russian giant pomegranate, and this one gives me fruit all the time. And the that one is dying, but the average fruit that gets on this tree, it is huge, it's monstrous, and the reason why it does that is because of the moisture, the humidity here is something else.
And does your sprinkler system go on every day?
As of right now, because of how hot it is, it actually comes on once a day, every day. That's 7 days a week. And if I do not, if it doesn't come on every day, literally because it's so hot, the leaves on the trees can burn, and you'll probably see some of that on the way going around. Some of the leaves are curled up brown.
This is amazing. The whole thing here, the whole row here is all pots. That's amazing.
And all this is my should be the white. Yes, this is the white pomegranate.
All these pomegranates.
And this pomegranate, all these pomegranate trees are, they're about 3.5 years old. About 3.5 years old.
Now, are they always in these areas, or do you move these around a lot?
I haven't moved anything in roughly 3.5 years. Since my accident, I haven't moved anything. I leave it the way it is, and that's it, because I can't move really anything heavy or anything. I just hobble around my cane all around the yard just to check for fruit. That's it. This is just the Barbados cherry, and it's supposed to be a variety called, I believe the name is called Ever Sweet. Yeah, Ever Sweet, I believe the name is.
So these are all in what, 25 gallons?
Yeah, I believe these are 25 gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like and this one is, I believe, a 45 gallon. This is an ice cream bean tree, and I have lots of seedlings here. And as you can see, they're very nice size, because I do sell them occasionally to people that come by, or somebody will find me online and they email me and say, hey, do you have this tree? And I'll sell them the tree. So
that's a big ice cream. Wow. And you get stuff off that.
Yes. Wow. It needs to be it needs a pollinator, but I also have another one right next to it, and not here, but we'll get to that one. It's right down there. It's I have 3 different varieties. These, everything else behind us is Djibouti Kava, so I'll stay on this side for a while. This is Malay apple. These are two seedlings.
Okay.
These are in 7 gallons. Malay apple trees, and next to it is what's called rainforest plum, and I have 3 of those. And this tree is namdokmai, and the mangoes on this tree is just really nice. And one of the tricks to namdokmai is just like Mahashinook. You have to, when the mango is just about ripe on the tree, pick it off, put it in a dark place, and it will be superb in about a day or 2. It will be superb. It's a very nice. It ripens better that way.
And this tree is in the ground.
And this tree is in the ground.
And I see because of this tree being so big in the ground, all the other trees here seem like they're getting mostly shade, except this big ice cream bean. Yes. But it doesn't matter. Your tree's doing fine.
They still do well. And another thing is, if you pay attention, for the past few years here, my wife and I, we've been trying to go all organic for all of our trees, and we didn't start it out that way. As you can see, like here in these 2 pots, they have a little bit of fertilizer in it, and that fertilizer is called osmocot. And because I'm not able to do it anymore, my son, he comes out with we have a big giant wetback, and he siphons all of the fertilizer out of the tree that he sees wherever there's a fertilizer. I mean, there's not many, but there's some that has fertilizer. Because we started that way, and my wife was like, nope, we're going all organic. That's just the best way and the way that it should be. So majority of what you'll see with no fertilizer, and then some here and there with fertilizer. But that's the reason why all of them don't. We use just organic fertilizer. That's it. Horse manure, cow manure, chicken manure, all that kind of stuff. We've been watching on eBay. If you all know the guy that's famous for Djibouti Kava, Adam Safran. He uses an espoma fertilizer, and it's called Hollytone. So that's supposed to be organic. So we've been trying to drift over to that, but not yet. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna see how how that works compared to just using manures and things like that.
What about rodents? Any issues with rodents with all these trees and pots all here?
We used to when I started to get really heavy with fruit trees, but it's only because I have a chicken and I have to feed that chicken just like we eat, they eat. And the feed that's in the chicken house, that's what the rats go after. So I ended up making the chicken house, I sealed it all the way around really nice. And that doesn't matter if you have a chicken house and you want to know why you keep getting rats. Well, because rats dig under the ground and they go in there still. But that's the reason why we have the rodents. And I haven't seen any in quite a long time because for pest control we use a company called Orkin. Not advertising for them or anything, but that's just who we use. So it's been doing great. It's been doing great with pests. Wow. These are more peanut butter trees. These are seedlings, and you'll notice as we go around, I have a lot of seedling trees of one variety because, like I say, I sell them to people a lot of time. I'm like, hey, I've been looking for that. I can't find it. You have it? Can I buy it? Sure, no problem. I'll sell it to you.
But you're selling seedling trees, so do you tell people that they might not come? Like
yes,
real to
some. I let them know, whenever I do sell your seedling tree, they may or may not contain some sort of fertilizer in it, or they may or may not come true to seed because a seedling tree doesn't really come true to seed. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it does," but in all actuality, they really don't come true to seed. There will be some kind of difference between the seedling tree and the parent tree.
Could be better, could be worse.
Right, could be better or could be worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here we have my female Cecropia tree, and that's an air layer. And then behind that, I have two Cambuca trees, both for 7-gallon pots. One's small and one's big. And I actually had one bigger than that, and I chopped it off to do an experiment. I wanted to see if I could actually graft the Cambuca tree, and it didn't work out. So he's the next runner-up. And next to it, I have here is a red rambutan tree. Red rambutan.
Oh, wow.
And then in front of that, I have what's called a pulasan tree. They're all in the same family. Very delicious. And then this one is the yellow rambutan tree. And here that looks like it's dying is not dying. It's just recovering from transplant shock. That's my wampy tree. And that's a sweet variety. It tastes very, very nice. And it's still recovering. It's recovering really well. And next to that, this is my Burmese grape tree. And then I have Langsat tree. And then these are the Zill dark cherry seedlings all in here that I have. And behind that, I have here is a ice cream bean tree, 2 of them. I have this one, and I also have that one. And that one is actually flowering, which see if I can see any. This one here is drying up there, but there's still more flowers, but it's on the neighbor's side. The neighbors, they get a treat on both sides. Every time, for some reason, when everything fruits, it's always fruiting over the fence.
They're reaching for the sun.
Yeah, they're reaching for the sun. Yeah. This is, I'm going to try and read as much as tags as I can. I don't really remember a whole lot. This is my Uvia, hopefully I'm not pronouncing that right. This is a Eugenia, Uvia Sweet. And then in this row, I have something that's called, hopefully I don't butcher this name, Katsura Katsiana tree. And it's, yeah, there it is. Red Katsura. And Heterocotia.
You got a lot of these from eBay?
And got a lot of them from eBay. And what I didn't get from eBay, I import. Because I import a lot of things from overseas.
So you got a lot of exotic stuff here.
I have the red Katsura. I have the yellow Katsura. I have big red Katsura and regular red Katsura. I have them all in different sizes. And these will fruit a lot sooner because they're air layers and they're not seedlings. And then I have one of the favorites. Next to that is the miracle berry tree. It's a miracle berry tree, and this is another giant Sabra jaboticaba tree here.
Any fruit on it yet?
And the Sabra tree, nope, I have not seen any fruit lately here. This tree is roughly about This tree is about 6 or 7 years old, somewhere right around there. Not too far off from the other tree. This is my Lancettia tree, and I actually have. I'll try to see if I can send it to you so you can post with this video a picture of the mango on this tree. My son, he came out, and my wife took a picture of the fruit and his head, and the fruit was bigger than his head.
Wow.
So
I see here
nice.
You have the Lancettia, and then if we swing over here, you have this mango tree here. This was the Namdakmai. And how far apart are they? Did you do that on purpose, or you just put them wherever you could?
I actually did this. The spacing is so I can fit more trees in there. It's not to separate them from different species or anything like that, or different variety. I space them out. I can put plants here. I can put plants there. I can put plants there. It's just for me to know where I can put more.
But do you know how far these trees are?
Right now, as far as mango trees, these trees are exactly 8 feet apart.
Okay, they're 8 feet, and they're really tall, both of them, and they're both getting fruit. So
yes, both of these trees
8 feet apart. That's great to know. Okay.
Real heavy. They fruit really nice. And this is my peach tree, and that's Prunus persica. That was the first peach tree that I bought, and I have some more. And speaking of space, because I'm running out of space, wherever I find a space to put a tree, I put it. There's space there, and that's how this peach tree ended up being here. So that's it. And I have Djibouti cobbler trees, large ones like this, all over. I have them here and also on the other side. And it seems like it's cluttered, but it's because it's definitely cluttered. There's like literally no space to stick my hand between the pots. Like I said, I have over 70-something varieties, from that banana tree all the way to this Patanga tuba tree and on to the other side of the fence over there. So I'll show you that when we get there. Directly above, this tree is called the Abiyu tree, and I have two of these trees. And both of these trees, one I've gotten fruit from, the other one it has given me flowers. Really nice for 2 seasons, but I didn't get the fruit from the tree because it fell off too early. But this one fruits, I mean, all the time. It never skips a beat. It flowers and fruits. And on the bottom, I have 2 more seedlings. One is a Z4 seedling. The other one is a E4 seedling. And this large one and this large one, they're both of just a regular Abiyu. And they do really, really nice. I'll get to this end, and then I'll start back from right here, and we'll keep going.
Okay.
This tree is a Patanga tuba tree, and it is flowering now. This tree flowers. I mean, it almost seems like it just never takes a break. It's very precocious. This tree, it stays flowering. And I have 2 of them side by side, both trees. There is a fruit on here, and this fruit is for Paul to taste. So let me see if hopefully
flower of it.
Have I seen it on here? Yes.
Patanga tuba. Patanga tuba. Oh, okay. So these are. I've seen these online. I've been wanting to try these.
And that one is ripe. It's not. You don't have to wait any longer. Nothing. That has all this flavor.
I'm gonna try it right now. Okay.
Well, you can.
Yeah, this is I've been looking at these. I saw this. I think Flying Fox Fruit had them on his site and was talking about them. They're almost like Suriname cherry, but a yellow kind of variety almost. I'm gonna try it right now, everybody, and taste it.
Wait, but before you try it, I have a miracle berry here, and I was saving this fruit because I seen that on there earlier this week. And that's why I'm gonna try to hold on to this fruit as long as I can. So if you want to bite half of it and then take the miracle berry fruit and then see what it tastes like.
Are these sour in general?
It has a sweet pineapple sour flavor.
Okay, very sour, and I love miracle fruit. It's my favorite
of everything.
So
it's miracle berry.
Miracle berry is my favorite.
Yeah, and this tree is the Araza tree. And I don't have 2 of these trees. You must have 2 of them in order to actually get fruit because of pollination.
What tribe tree is that?
It's called Araza. And
that was very juicy, sour but juicy. But with the miracle fruit, wow!
It changes it all together. Yeah.
All right. Tell us again what tree this is.
This tree is the is this big one here first, and this tree is shampoo longan, and then because it's raining, I'm gonna flow through them. This is my white sapote tree.
You want to see it or no?
Nope.
Okay. I just ditch it here.
Yeah, just ditch it anywhere you can. White sapote, and then I also have.
So these are, looks like they're 45-gallon pots or 25 or both.
These are the 25 gallons, I believe. Yes.
So you have a longan and a white sapote in the pot. Pretty big trees here.
And then this is Subel sapote.
Subel. Are you getting fruit off any of them?
I get fruit off of Subel, and the white sapote just was flowering this season, but the wind and humidity destroyed the flowers.
So you got some fruit here. What kind of fruit is that?
And these are the Montingi, what we call the strawberry tree.
Yeah, the Jamaican strawberries.
And,
okay.
I don't see any ripe. I was hoping someone.
Now these are really big trees that he has right here all together, and
yes,
you could do it in pots. He's doing it.
So if you look, I believe this is a 65 gallon. I believe it's 65, 45 gallon, and this is a Malay apple tree.
Oh wow!
It's very tall. It's 10 feet tall.
Just reaching for the sky. Yeah. All right.
So if you get a good view, I'm gonna lean this. This is a meringue tree, and I have 2 of them because of pollination, and they get pretty big. But
you get anything on it yet?
Not yet. These trees. This one is the oldest. This one is about a year old, and this one is 3 years old. And then if you look pretty close, you'll see how tight these trees are. And I still try to stick a pot somewhere in between. And this tree is loaded with fruit, and this is called a velvet apple tree. So
wow.
I wish you could taste one of those as well. But,
I'm actually going to go to another farm right now and try one.
Okay, so that'd be awesome.
That's a velvet apple tree?
Yep, velvet apple. And then this huge tree is my jackfruit tree, black and gold. And then below the velvet apple tree, I have 2 more velvet apple tree seedlings. And these trees seedlings are very old.
From yours? You planted those?
Yeah, they come from this tree. And then I have the jackfruit tree. This one is a chimpadek. And this is the Boca chimpadek. This tree is the losing my memory here. Kwai-muk tree. Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yep, I'm right. Kwai-muk tree, and I have 3 different varieties of the Kwai-muk. And then behind that, I have here is my largest Kwai-muk. Still no fruit yet. And on the left side of that, I have the Bangkok lemon jackfruit tree.
Okay.
And then I have some seedling jackfruit trees here. And this is a Bangkok lemon seedling. And nope, here we go. These 2 are Bangkok lemon seedlings. And I know I have too many of them, but I didn't want to throw this tree away because this is a Bangkok lemon seedling, but it came out weird. So that's the reason why I bought this one. And these both came from a guy on the forum called Sakan. I hope I'm saying your name right. And 2 seedlings from the same tree. There was no possible way that they could get mixed up because opened the fruit, planted the seed, and that's what he got. And it was like, his wife told me, said there was some reason they don't understand why this one came out this way. So I was like, hey, I'll try it. Let me see what it comes to.
Happens, yeah.
And behind that, I have what's called the rose flesh jackfruit. It's supposed to be a really rose color inside.
Now, what's your plan with these? Because there's no way they can grow here when they get bigger.
That's a good question. And the plan that I have is 1 more jackfruit I'm going to plant right where the chicken coop is. But I plan on buying another piece of property. And whatever I have here that can fruit and grow in South Carolina, I'm going to transport some of those up there. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, you're a living testimonial.
Yes.
And you're doing this, and here you are with a cane doing this. And I know you did a lot of this before you had the cane, but you're doing this, and nobody make reasons or excuses. You can do everything and anything, and God is so good.
Right.
Look what He's doing to you and in your life.
Right.
And you got an amazing story, which we'll talk about on film another time. But look what you're doing, man. This is great. All right, keep showing us this. This is great. I just want to encourage everyone to get out there and just do it.
Just do it. This is black and gold jackfruit. And then directly behind
When you say black and gold, you mean black gold?
The black gold, yeah.
Black gold.
And then
it's a big, black gold,
I have 2 Miami soursops that I got from Mr. Julian Lara. And they're doing really well. And then I have down here in front of that, these are Chiang Mai 60 mulberries. I have quite a few in there, and I have the mother tree around the corner here. This is black sapote, matte snow, and it has a lot of little fruits on here, flowers. They're all in there, but more likely they all won't hold because the tree is still small. But I normally can, whenever this tree flowers and fruits, I normally can get about 3 off the tree, but because of the weight. This is my Chinese chi tree, and it has fruit on it as well, as you can see up here. And these are magnificent. Oh man, they're lovely. But it takes so long.
What are they called?
Chinese chi.
Chinese chi.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. And it takes a long time for the fruit to get. It'll be like November, December before the fruit is even ready.
First time I've heard of that.
Let me see. Yes, I have 2 of those, and then behind that is this is the first one, the large one. Behind that is another one that's about half the size of this, and this tree is 4 years old. And the last tree is a tree called Bilimbi. Little sour little cucumber looking fruits that are on it. And then I have this huge tree. This is my Rollinia tree.
Wow. Got a Rollinia tree up there.
For Rollinia, I'm going to tell you guys something. This tree, to get this tree to fruit, to my tree fruits, you really need to dump some micronutrients onto this tree if you want it to fruit. So if you have a tree and it's about this size or at least close to it, and you're wondering why you don't have fruit, you need to dump some micronutrients on this tree. And that's what makes this tree flower. How you doing, Mr. Gecko? These lizards have been eating my fruits like crazy. They love them. And there he is right there. You see him? Yeah. They love the fruits. They love them just as well as I do. So that's why I can't really hold on to a lot of fruits, because they love them just as well as I do. And as you can see, because everything is so compact, it's very difficult to really protect all the trees and the fruits. Yeah. And then here I have.
That's where we just came from. And here's where we are now.
Looks like a jungle, but everything fits. This is pineapple guava. I have 2 of these. And the last freeze that we did have, it made these things flower. And the flower petals on the tree, they're edible and it tastes delicious. It tastes delicious. Next to it, I have 3 apple tree. This is my wax jambu. This is the pink wax jambu, and this is the variety called Jambu Air or something like that from Japan. It's really flat, pink, and they don't really have like a sweet taste to them, but they have a nice watery, crisp taste with a hint of sweet in them. And I'm going to try and get the name of these ones. One is wax jambu, pink wax jambu, and the other one is red wax jambu. And that one in the back is another wax jambu, but I can't remember the name of that variety. I'm missing somebody. Inside the base of the Rollinia tree, I have a lot of Tangatuba seedlings in there.
Okay.
So if you want to germinate seeds, a very good way to germinate seeds, any existing pots that you have in the yard, take the seeds and just shove them down the pot, and then you just stick a tag in it so you know what's in there, and you have a very good success rate of germinating seeds. I learned that. That's something I want to share with everybody as well. Down here, I have some seedlings. This is Ilamo seedlings, and this is the pink Ilamo variety. And next to it, this is called pomegranate, but it's not any pomegranate. It's the black pomegranate. And I have 2 varieties of black pomegranate. I have one variety that is the red seed variety, and that variety comes from out of the Florida Keys. I bought from a gentleman. And then I have another one which is this one, is the black pomegranate with white seed, which is super sweet. And I have 2 trees. If we skip that one in the back as well. That tree, I've been trying to get that tree to get roots for a very, very, very long time. I met a guy on the forum, contacted him. Yes, I met a guy on the forum, contacted him. He said he had it. He'll sell it to me. I bought it. but I could not get the pomegranate to root. I tried all kinds of measures. So what I finally did was I just stuck it in the dirt and just put it in the shade and ended up doing it by itself. No hormone, no
There
nothing.
you
I was like,
go. Look at
oh,
that.
okay, just take it the natural way. And then beside it, I have some grafted orange grooming chama trees that's in these pots, and also an Alama variety called Galermo. So that's what these pots are. And then up here, these are clustered apples, Nona reticulatas, and I use those as bases for my rootstocks for grafting my llamas. And then this tree, this is my keat mango tree. Some people call it kit, I call it keat. Um, this is my wife aloe pot. And before I go to this tree, which is my Djibouti copper tree, if you turn this way, starting from here, this is my sorrel, and I have in here all different sources of just all type of natural stuff that you actually can eat, from the collard greens to the
Look at those collard green stalks. Wow.
from the seeds
Wow.
to
How
that
tall
tall.
they are.
They grown from seed,
Wow.
and they're a few years old as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't have to take them out every summer.
I don't have to take them out at all. They survive the heat and everything.
Wow.
They get burnt, but they spring back. The water
Wow.
does them good. That's my beef and onion plant there. Well, I'd say mine, but it's my wife's. All this is hers. These are her babies.
Area.
And
Yeah.
the leaves on this, I'm not sure if you ever tasted this, which I believe you had a video that it actually does, and it literally tastes like beef and onion. That's
There's the beef and onion.
that's an
Let's
awesome
see.
one. Yeah. But the miracle berry might
Wow.
mess you up.
What leaf is that?
Beef and onion plant. And
Wow.
if you take all the leaves and you grind them all up and you add a little bit of flour to it, it'll taste like a hamburger.
Well, that really does. That's amazing. Is that edible? Those leaves?
Yes, those are edible. And I have more of those trees, and that's actually one of them that I actually was going to give to you because you're vegetarian as well. So that, and this is the touch me not plant. It doesn't like to be touched, so it folds up like that. That's the, I believe that is the katuk tree. I have a variegated katuk, and then I have the, oh my goodness, there's so much herbs and vegetables in here that's growing. My wife, she has some of everything. This is the lemongrass, purple collards, and this is the real Mayan mint, black mint. And I had to import this as well. And this smells great. Let's see if we can, I might have pulled the wrong one.
Oh, that smells great. Yeah,
But that's the actual
wow.
Mayan mint. And then this is the insulin plant, and which the insulin plant works if you're a problem and have a problem with diabetes. Yeah, and you take insulin. Try this insulin plant, but when you try this insulin plant, you just have to be careful on how much tea you use and how often you use it, because it actually works. And this sorrel, I'd like you to taste this as well. Get something down the middle that's really nice and clean. That tastes like lemon, like a really nice citrus lemon. And we eat this by the abundance. This was very packed, but we use this to make salads out of. So we take them by the stalks, and it's really good.
Yeah,
we
very
love
good.
it. Yep. So come here to this tree. This is my Djibouti kava tree. This is a grimmel and a truncal floor grafted onto a sabra rootstock. Okay. And then behind that is two citrus, kumquat and limequat. And as you can see, that one, the way it looked like it's dying, that's because of the heat. All because of the heat. And it's a lot more than that. My llamas took a really, really big hit. And this little tractor, this is my help in the yard. So when you have a cane or you're in a wheelchair or anything like that, me being a Marine, I never use excuses. I don't want an excuse for anything. So if I'm in the yard and say, well, my wife said, well, we need to move that plant, move it over there. Okay, I'll get it done. I'm not gonna say, oh no, I'm hurt. No. I bought this tractor to help me do what I can't do. I have my son, he has a 4-wheel in there. that four-wheeler, we tie a rope onto something, we'll push things around, we'll pull things, and this tractor does the same thing. It doesn't, this attachment comes off. He'll take the attachment off and we'll hook a chain or something onto it or put the bumper guard in the front. We'll push trees and stuff around. So it can be done. Wow. It can be done. In here, starting in this corner, this is a Fairchild #2 Canistell tree. It flowers, and when it flowers like, oh my goodness, it flowers heavily, very, very heavily, and it gives good fruit as well. And that is one. Yes, I have one of those, and then next to it is a big red jaboticaba tree. It flowers nice as well.
You get fruit?
Yes, I get fruit on that. That's a red jaboticaba tree, and the one next to that, I get fruit on that as well. And that is the don't make me walk over there. Come on. Novak okay. Jaboticaba. I get fruit on that as well. And in this area, majority of all the jaboticabas are grafted. And I may have one or two seedlings in here, but the majority, all of them are grafted.
Are you?
Nope, they're grafted. I bought a lot of them from Adam Safran or John Morton or Jamie Fairwell. You know, a lot of good people like that. I have in this area a lot of llamas right now, and they don't look really, really healthy. But that's because that's just how they do from changing with the seasons, getting ready for winter and coming out of winter, all that kind of stuff. But the varieties that I have, I have a nice collection here. I have the pink llama, the intense pink llama, and then I have the white llama, and then I have the Guillermo llamas, then I have the Papusi llamas, known as I think it's called Paha Pita, and then I have I call it yellow llama, but it's not yellow llama, it's called Suncoya. And I have all these seedlings in here. These are Suncoya seedlings. And then I have Snow White llama, and that's a new one that I just bought to add to the collection, which that gentleman, I'm pretty sure he'll end up watching this video. I'm going to end up buying all the varieties that he has, because I'm a big collector of llamas. I love llamas. On this side, this is my largest llama tree. This llama variety is called Gianova Red, and I have two of these grafted. This one, and then this one. This tree has a little history behind it. When I bought this tree from a place up in oh my goodness, I believe it was West Palm Beach or somewhere up there. And when I bought this tree, I was sold this tree, but I wasn't supposed to be sold this tree, because this tree was the mother tree from a big nursery up there. And this tree is pretty old as well. When I bought this tree, it was a tad bit smaller than this, just a tad bit, not too much. But this one is very old, and it was the mother tree that the nursery was using for graft. And the reason why I got it was because it was in the wrong location. It was within the unknown varieties, and it wasn't supposed to be there. But I didn't find all this out until later, and I couldn't return the tree because they have a big sign that says no returns, period. I was like, period? At all? No. Maybe nothing. I could not return the tree, even though it was their mistake, and I wanted to be nice and generous. That didn't work. They did not want the tree back. Okay. Here's why. Once this tree hits your property, you don't know what diseases you're bringing back to that nursery, and that's one of the main reasons why they don't accept returns on any type of tree. The variety of jaboticabas that I have, like I said, it's just so many. I mean, you name it, more than likely I have it. And we passed one of them that is my favorite, and it's the Anomaly from Adam Safran. And I have two of those trees, those two big ones back there. More varieties of llamas. I have Rosada llama as well, and then I have Red llama, and I have Redland llama, and this is a big Redland llama, and I grafted this one myself. I bought the scions from them and then grafted it.
Then you got these two coconut trees here.
And then the coconut trees.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coconut.
Should have 5 coconut trees. This one is my son's favorite, my youngest son's favorite tree, because this tree gives the best actual coconut meat from the coconuts. And he loves it. Every time he sees something on the ground like this, he comes out to play. Daddy, I want a coconut. Daddy, I want a coconut. So I have to cut him the coconut open. This coconut, I don't know the name of the which
The
variety is
coconuts,
what,
yeah.
but I can tell you which one is sweeter than the other. And
Yeah.
that one has the sweetest coconut meat. This one has a nice coconut water. The one next to it is sweeter than this one. That I can tell you. It is super sweet. On a scale from 1 to 10 out of sugar, that last one from sugar to lemon, I'd say that last one is about a 5. This one is about a 7. This one I would say is about a 9, 8.5, 9. And then the next coconut tree is a yellow variety, and it gets sweet, and it's about a 5. The last one I'd give that. It's a young coconut as well, like this one. It stays young and small, have a nice jelly inside, and it's about a 6.5, 7.
Okay.
In this far corner, well, on the ground first these are squash, the big old giant pumpkin squash. We love to eat that mixed into soup or something. And starting in this back corner, we have Rumi Chama tree. This is the yellow Rumi Chama seedling. And I have 2 of these, this one and this one. The seedling, if you have a yellow Rumi Chama seedling, they will not grow true to seed. They will turn black. I've been to many nurseries and I have not seen any Rumi Chama yellow seedlings come true to seed. They turn to black. But it will be a very delicious variety. These are very delicious. However, this is actually small. The variety that I have on the yellow Rumi Chama, they get huge, like plums. I don't know why. I don't know why it comes out like that, but there's more up there. Let me get.
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay, they're all in there. And then this one is the red Rumi Chama, and I got this one from Julie and Laura as well. This one here, and it's getting ready to flower. And then these are the seedlings of the yellow Rumi Chama. And then I'll start here and jump across. The grape tree that's in that corner, that's a grape variety that I bought from Home Depot. And speaking of Home Depot, to let everybody know, I'll do this mainly because knowing that I got started way back 20 something years ago, because of one particular fruit called the purple mangosteen fruit, and we have that tree behind me coming up. But my sister and I, we were at her house, and my dad had came down from New York, and he brought a purple mangosteen and gave it to her and said, "Hey, you have to try this fruit. It's awesome." She tried the fruit and convinced me to try the fruit. I tried the fruit. It was phenomenal. I loved it. Ever since I tried that purple mangosteen fruit, I just fell in love with it, and I said, I have to have that tree. I have to try and grow that tree here. So throughout the years, I've been searching for that tree. I've been picking up other trees along the way, and that's how I ended up with all these trees over the years. I finally found the tree. I have one grafted, and I have one that's a seedling. The seedling grows faster than the grafted one. I'll show you that when we get to that. But
any fruit yet?
No fruit yet. No fruit yet. Still too small. The other reason why I do this is because, for me as a veteran, I found out that this helps me so much. It's considered therapy for me. The more that I'm involved with these plants and with nature, it helps me to cope with a lot, especially being in the military and going into Iraq and a lot of the other countries, Kuwait, so on and so forth. So to all any other veterans out there, take heed to it. Hey, find something that you love doing and go for it and do it. See if it helps. That's just one tip I wanted to give to you guys. Okay. This is a peach tree, and this is Florida Prince. And this is my muscadine grape tree. I have 2 of them. I have 3. I have Terra, I have Supreme, and I have Jumbo muscadine, all in one pot growing, and it is flowering, as you can see here. It's flowering all over. Those are the flowers. Coming across, this is my ruby red grapefruit tree. And like I was telling you guys earlier about the fertilizer, you can see in the pot, you can see the fertilizer here in the citrus trees. Because I bought these trees from Lowe's and Home Depot. And Lowe's and Home Depot, they have fertilizer in the tree. So when the fertilizer comes up like this from the rain or from watering or anything, when they float up, I have to vacuum it out. I have to keep vacuuming it out. When I don't do that, my son on the weekends and stuff, he'll come out and he'll literally dig around the pot. He's vacuum everything out as much as he can, all the way down to, to the roots. And then we'll backfill it with fresh potting soil. And that's how we do it, because the goal is to get every tree just like that, no fertilizer, and be completely organic. We don't want any fertilizer at all. So next tree, we have the variegated pink lemon tree. The fruits, this tree does fruit, and when it does fruit, inside the lemon is literally pink. And when you
Wow.
squeeze them out to get the juice, it's pink lemonade. It is nice. It's
Wow.
nice. This tree is my honey tangerine, also called the the pond can tangerine, and this fruits heavily as well. And then beneath that, I have a finger lime tree, and that is the Crimson Tide, I believe. I don't quote me wrong. This is yes, this is the Crimson Tide, and this is the green finger lime. I have two. One's a green, one's Crimson Tide, and the other one is the green finger lime. And then this tree is my Valencia orange tree. This is my Valencia orange tree. Actually, I stand correct. This is my bell. This is the honey bell orange tree, and this is the Valencia orange tree. And below here, these seedlings, these trees all grew from seed, and it's the heat that's decimating them real bad like this. It's not a disease. These seeds came from, they were imported from Italy, and grew them out, and that's a wonderful variety. Up next is a Ponderosa lemon tree, which is awesome, and that is, believe it or not, it's not a disease. It's from the rats. And this one has been like that for quite a long time, because Ponderosa lemons, or any lemons, they grow slow. But that's what actually did that. And the rat that did that, he died, and his body was laying somewhere behind this tree. I seen him one day. I was trying to figure out what was the smell, and that's how I knew who did that, because I seen the claw marks on there. So the next one we have here is the imbi tree, the African imbi.
Wow.
And this tree, it fruits all the time. It fruits all the time. Turning on to the north here, this is the beef and onion plant. All of these are beef and onion seedlings. And then we have the Hawaiian papayas here. Make sure I get that right. Yes, the strawberry Hawaii papayas. They're very, very small and really sweet. They're very small, really sweet. And then we have here my favorite of the whole yard, the purple mangosteen. That's this big one. And then this is the seedling. That one is the grafted one. That one next to it. And in this row, that's what started it all. This very first one is the yellow mangosteen. Behind that, the grafted purple mangosteen. All of those trees, until you see that first blue tag, all of those are yellow mangosteen seedlings, and those are lemon drop mangosteen seedlings. And there's two different varieties. One of them is regular lemon drop, and the other one is superior lemon drop. I have both seedlings, lots of them. The superior lemon drop mangosteen, I have a grafted tree, which we skipped, and it's right here behind Paul, right here by the peach tree. And this tree fruits as well. That's this one. It's a grafted lemon drop mangosteen, superior lemon drop mangosteen.
Okay.
And that tree came from Adam Saffron as well. Up here on the cooler, these are loquat seedlings, and I use these for grafting. And I also and again I also sell them. Anything I have in seedlings like this, I sell them because a lot of people they're looking for seedlings and they don't know where to find them, or they just can't get their hands on them so that they can graft. So I sell them so people can do grafting. In this corner, I'm actually going to have to step in here.
So can I put your contact information below for people to contact you?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
you can.
So go look below the description, everybody, for that.
Starting here, all of these are larger yellow mangosteens in here, and then this one tree is a different tree. This is the gummy Gouda tree. That's what I call it, but it is the Garcinia gummy Gouda, and I forgot the actual scientific name of that tree. But if you Google Garcinia gummy Gouda, that's what'll come up. This tree here, which is hard to find in this size, and I won that off of auction. I paid a god awful lot of money for it because I couldn't find it anywhere. Next to this is a Maycock sapodilla tree, and I sold my one and only. Well, actually, I have two. I have one. I think we passed it, and it's on that side, and it is a butterscotch sapodilla. I had two of them. I sold one to a former member, and the other one I kept. And here I have Nolita, and it's just like this big tree here, which is Cherry of the Rio Grande. Cherry of the Rio Grande. And then this is the Nolita, which is similar to that. All these trees have fruit on them. That large tree, which is a lemon drop mangosteen, it has fruit on it.
Wow, that's a big one. How old is it?
And that tree is roughly 4.5, close to 5 years old now this year. Next to it is the big red sugar apple, and it has sugar apples all over. I have 8 sugar apples on it, and that's the biggest one that's on it now. The next tree to that one is a huge Shangri-La tree. That tree is over 10 feet tall, just leaning over the fence because I didn't want to stick it in the group with the rest of them. Shangri-La mulberry, African Pride.
Yeah, I see the sugar apple
that's there.
African Pride, wow.
And then this one is the Fernandez
oh, wow,
custard apple.
Wow.
Right here, this big old one.
Wow.
And then the next one to that is the San Pablo sugar apple, that huge one, which is flowering right now. There's some flowers on it. This one is the Honey Heart Cherry Moria, which is here.
Are you selling any of these or no?
These are my mother trees, the big ones there, but I will sell scions off them. I try to get the best ones that I can.
Okay.
Coming this way, this large variegated tree is my variegated Katuk tree.
Yep.
And yes, you can eat all these leaves off it. It's very good in the salad.
I love Katuk.
With the sorrel lemon lettuce. They're really well with that. And the next tree is the Acha-Cha-Cha tree. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Which is no problem. I knew you guys probably panic online like, oh, he broke that big branch.
Fast. Nope.
But this is not a problem. Reason being, I have another big one that's right back here on the corner, as well as a big soursop tree that's in that corner, and a big cinnamon tree, the real cinnamon tree that's in that corner. You can see that it's hanging over. So that's why it looks so bushy, because those are big trees.
Got it.
And then I also have a large peanut butter tree in that corner as well. Just before I don't forget, because she gets jealous sometimes. But the chicken that you guys see, the big monstrous chicken in there, her name is Sissy Red, and she has a sister. Her name is Yellow Gal. So Sissy Red and Yellow Gal, they be doing their own thing around the yard. So this is my large Acha-Cha tree, and this tree is an air layer tree. This tree here. This tree is a yellow mangosteen tree called Santo.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Santo, which
There's
hasn't fruited.
Santo. Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's Santo. Yeah. So what we'll do, we'll go all the way down this side and then walk around, come back this way. These are mango seedlings, but this is a Madame Francis, which is dying because my son did the best he can to take it out of the ground and put it in the pot. So this tree is my Guanepa tree, and this is the self-fruiting variety. I believe they call it Sasa. That's somewhere in there you pronounce it. This is my Governor's plum tree, and this tree is actually fruiting as well. This is my gooseberry tree. This tree fruits as well, and they do good. They do really well. All these mango trees I just bought them from Alex up there at Tropical Acres. So if you guys ever in that way, give them a look, and trust me, he has some really good stuff. But I'm gonna go straight to my bigger trees, but I have all sorts of varieties here, which Paul probably put a list in there of all the things that I do have. So if you guys miss anything, at least you'll know what I have.
Yes.
This is Casturi mango, the little small black sweet mangoes. I have 2 of these. I have one of them that's grafted and one of them a seedling. This is a seedling. This is Ceci Love. This is Maprang mango tree. Those small little sweet mangoes. And that's about big as they get. And I have 2 of these trees. Both of them are grafted. This is Jahinger. This is Prito mango. This tree, this is my St. Maui mango. And this is my other Casturi black mango. This is grafted and it's getting pretty tall. This is my other Maprang tree, which is here. And this is my Irwin mango tree. And starting from Prito all the way around to the last mango tree, which is to the Philippine mango tree, I get fruit, and these are pots.
Wow.
So next time Paul come back, I'll try to call him when I actually have fruit on the tree to actually show you guys. Yes, you can fruit mangoes in these big 45-gallon, 65-gallon pots. You can do it.
Now we talk a lot of mangoes, like 1 mango per tree.
Oh no, I get on each tree. When it do flowering fruits, I can say I get at least anywhere between 5-6 mangoes plus, somewhere in there. They get pretty loaded and heavy. Here's the trick, and then we'll keep going. When they're in the pots, your fertilization is what's important. You can't over fertilize, and you can't under fertilize, and you have to stay within your range. January, February before the spring, August, September, around that range. You want to keep your dates on point. That way, the flowering produces in the time that it's supposed to. Sometimes you get bumper crops. That's outstanding. But the fertilization schedule is what's important.
All right.
Irwin mango. This is white orange essence mango. This one is Jakarta mango. This one is pina colada. And this is M4 mango. This is Pram Kaime mango.
Did you buy these big or you grew them from small?
No. This is Rosy Gold mango. I bought these trees small. And I bought them small. I bought them smaller than this size, just a little bit smaller than this size here, this tree. And I started them in smaller pots, and just like how I got the ones I recently got from Alex, I started them in smaller pots like that, and I slowly upgraded them. But here's a trick, and you can see it in this pot. Before you transplant the tree from one pot to the next, you want a very nice tight root ball. They want that root ball to be nice. You want to go that way. You know for sure it is taken, and now you're ready to put it into your next pot. If you can lift it up and pull it out the pot, it's ready, good to go. In this corner, I have Valencia Pride on the other side of this Rosy Gold, and then I have the last one is Pickering Mango, and then this one I have is Fruit Punch Mango. And I think Fruit Punch is on its 8 years old. So
wow,
that's Fruit Punch. I know I missed one on this side. Lemon Meringue. That's my lemon meringue tree. And that Pickering tree, the small dwarf, but it's 8 years old. Yeah, I bought that one first, the Pickering, and then I bought the Fruit Punch.
All right, all these are in pots.
Super Julie mango. That's that one. And this is my pina colada mango tree. I have two of those because I thought one of them was going to die. Not this one. This is the, I can't stay in this tree, but I have it. I found this tree on the side of I-95, and I decided to bring it home. This is the noni tree. So I've had this for several years. I found it as a seedling. I was working out on the road one day. This tree is my, I think this is cotton candy. Yes, this is cotton candy. Little cotton candy. She's pretty old as well. And this is Wise, old mango variety called Wise. And also to let you guys know, if you look in the pot, this tree is my newest repotted mango tree. I stepped it up here, and if you see how high the soil is.
Okay, so
this is my newly planted repotted mango tree, and you see how much soil is in here, like the height. Majority of the trees that you see in these pots, there's a lot of room for soil. Reason being is when you fill it up all the way up that first time, over the years, it's going to settle. It's going to settle. The more you water it, feed it, it's going to settle. When it's time to repot, you don't repot. You lift it up, you tilt the tree over, pull it out. Then you put that amount of soil back into the pot to the bottom of it, and then you put your tree back, and then you let it keep on going. And your tree can be in these pots for such a more period of time. I mean, you can for a long time. Pineapple Pleasure is just big one, and all of these trees are just 10 feet tall. Some of them are 11. I used a tape measure the other day. I measured a long pool stick and try to see. So after Paul leaves, these trees will be getting a makeover. At the height of the fence, I'll be actually cutting all the mango trees off at the height of the fence, and they'll be starting all back over. They'll be dwarfed. And
how often do you cut them?
This will be the third time that I'll actually cut them. And whenever you cut the tree, you always want to cut them at the knot where they're at the union, and from there the tree will sprout more branches from there and keep growing.
Okay.
Orange sherbet mango. That was pina colada. That was Pineapple Pleasure. That's coconut cream. This is Tommy Atkins. And this big one here is white pyrene. This pot, this is a lovely pot. I love this pot. This is a huge tractor tire. In this tractor tire, it is fully loaded. It is heavily loaded with ginger. Two different types of ginger. One is the longer and one is the regular spicy ginger. And it is loaded. I have clusters of ginger I can pull out for you now. This big. Huge. This is my Big Bell. This is my Big Bell variety of star fruit. And this variety here is Big Jim Loquat, another Ponderosa lemon tree. This is my
star fruit
tree Huan Tong. I believe I'm correct pronouncing.
Now that one's in the ground.
This is in the ground, and it fruits heavily. Little fruit on the now, but it fruit heavily. I have to take this rope that I don't take out, and I have to tie the tree to the 4x4 post that's onto the fence because it'll literally bend it over. It can break it.
Wow.
This tree is my Philippine mango. This is in the ground. When we had the last crop, it was so heavily loaded. I mean, these branches were leaning down, so I had to take it out of the pot and put it in something bigger. And as you can see, it's getting huge in the ground as well.
Wow.
These are all my different varieties of mulberries from the world's best mulberry, Chiang Mai 60, Mrs. Kim mulberry. And in here I have is my fig trees. I have many different varieties of fig trees. This tall fig tree, I was saving and hoping that I would be able to let you taste the I-258 fig on this tree. It is phenomenal. It is awesome. The gecko ate it, so he's feasting. He's probably just fat and loaded somewhere. And the mangoes that you see on this tree, this is my grand mango tree. And these mangoes, is this ready? Okay, it's not ready yet. It's still a little hard. But this grand mango, these mangoes taste so good. Oh, they taste so good. So, I have panache figs and unknown pastelarias and you name it. I have it there. This tree that's cut off, this tree is huge in this pot. And this plum tree is the red hog plum tree. And I have two of them in one pot. I have the one that's really fat with the little nipple on it, and I have the other one that's smooth and small and round with the side of your thumb. That is the red hog plum. And then this one There's another variety as well, the yellow hog plum. So I have all three varieties. And then in this corner, I have a grafted Tanaka loquat, a grafted Palucci loquat, and then I also have a grafted, don't make me forget his name, what to look, a grafted Lux Garcinia. That's that one. And then I also have a Garcinia Cumanata, I believe that's how you say it. The bumpy Garcinia. And then this one is a large Garcinia lemon drop mangosteen.
All right. Wow. Well, thank you, man. This is amazing, everybody. I'm going to put his contact information below if you want to talk to him about getting some seedlings or anything he has. The information will be below. Thank you very much.
Yes, and hope to see you again when I'm in fruiting season where we're heavily loaded where you really can get some good sampling in.
Oh, this was great. Thank you, brother.
Anytime. All right.